You are listening to Talking Shit, Talking Doom with Flambeau.
Here we are. It's finally happening. Talking Doom with Flambeau and AF Domains and RedEyesGreenDragon. Flambeau, take it away.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, it's been so long. I actually need to get in the flow again, but yeah, it's been months. I don't even know when we did the last one. Must have been more than half a year ago, but here we are again.
Yes, the quarterly show that only happens once a year.
Yes, yes, the quarterly show that we actually were trying to do with Nationwide Moves, our most favorite guy in the community, but yeah, since he's been offshore, onshore, mainly offshore.
He's my second favorite ZDaemon player with antlers.
So I know who the first one is then.
It's Ubergawai.
Yes. Why am I not the first one? Oh, I don't have antlers.
You have no antlers, you dipshit.
Yeah, well, I can grow them.
Can you?
Yes, I'm going to try it. Annihilation, never mind. I cannot even grow hair on my head, so...
If you could grow antlers, would that make you horny?
No, it would make me less bald, mainly.
Okay.
So that's always a win. I can always ask Domains how he grows his crop. Anyway, but this time we brought along somebody else from, also from the USQC. I have RedEyesGreenDragon with me here. And my trusted and faithful sideshow, Bob. I have Domains.
I'm scared.
So we're just...
Indeed.
Are you scared? Oh, he is scared. Well,
I'm scared. I'm going to see Domains in a way I've never seen him before after this podcast.
Yeah, you can see he really dressed up.
This feels like Between Two Ferns. Let's just make it as awkward as possible for Dragon the whole time. Let's not even let him... Let's do the whole podcast and never let him even speak. Like, cut him off every time.
So yeah, the other day
Well, the start is already there, so that's great.
No, I like it.
No, so yes, indeed. No, and I think that all the listeners are now wondering, like, what the fuck are we listening to? But I don't even know myself. But the great thing is, especially with RedEyesGreenDragon, that I really enjoy is his company, and especially his positive vibe that he can bring in with visuals. It's too bad that this is an audio podcast that we cannot actually show some of his works, but we will definitely go and talk about it.
We could put it for the video version. We could just throw in some
Machinima
or some hands, some pasta fettuccine.
Yeah, I got a ton of GIFs. I guess that would match the conversation here. Send those.
Ooh.
So for those listening, Dragon is a man of many talents, but probably
no.
What are you most famous for?
Not showing up on time, but also making videos.
I think mainly for his nickname. For the most people, go like, "What? RedEye's room?"
You made some of the most killer videos in the history of memedom. Specifically for me, like I'm not going to claim to have seen your entire catalog because most of it is literally a VR chat shit show. But I do watch all the Doom related stuff, especially the advertisements that you've done for the USQC. They're absolutely amazing, and the Pigeon Classic, and and everything else too. The frag movies,
the commercial for Tuesday Night Flags.
Yes, all of it. But what I find most fascinating is that, a lot of people make frag movies and shit, but your stuff is downright cinematic. Like, it literally just feels like you've figured out the camera work in Doom so well, and it feels like, you really are successful at capturing what it feels like to, like, be there in, like, a ZDaemon session or something like that.
There's so much happening in like a single match in Doom that if you just sit in one place and just wait, like, you're guaranteed to get something cool looking. And that's really all I do when it comes to getting shots of people playing.
What got you into video editing?
I've been. Oh god, it started when I was very young, probably 13 or 14. Maybe it was Machinima. Like when
So that
Halo
was a
came
year
out.
ago.
Yeah. But what did he say? I didn't hear him.
I said, so that was a year ago.
A year ago.
It was irrelevant.
Never mind. Sorry, Kip. Sorry for the distraction.
I was making videos with my friends in the neighborhood, and that's really how it started. And then started going to school and college for it. And I went to college for it, and now I make dumb videos on the internet. Don't schools for fools. Don't go to school, kids.
So you actually studied memeing.
He got his master's degree in memeology.
Well, that's actually amazing.
Yeah. And how
Are
is that?
you a professor in it also, or
Yes.
you have like a bachelor?
No, I dropped out because that's the digital media course. You go to school to learn for it, but that is probably the most you want to get contacts more than anything out of that.
Yes.
That degree. And while you still learn stuff, that's definitely more important.
We just did a whole podcast like 2 weeks ago about how college is basically just paying someone to allow you to network with their network. Yeah.
Seriously. And there's some degrees that are, you definitely want to go to college for, but depending on what you want to do in the video market, you don't have to go to school at all, or you can go to school and learn more high-tech equipment. I was never interested in more high-tech equipment working, besides like working in a studio, like TV studio stuff. I love that stuff. But I like watching videos, and YouTube is like the new television for me. So I took that with stride. Don't cough on me.
I can edit it out, but now that you've acknowledged it, I can't.
So
good.
Tomorrow you're all gonna take a test, by the way, though. Yeah. Oh, yeah, indeed.
Credentials. Ministry.
Yeah. He's
You're in ministry?
Yeah.
I love that band.
I didn't even go to
Oh, yeah,
college.
he wanted to marry my wife, but he just took a really weird way of marrying my wife.
Whatever, whatever's a tax write-off, And yeah, now I'm here. This is my way of networking. I don't think I have to pay you guys to do this. So
I want to pay you.
No.
Oh no, we will.
I pay
You want to
you
get something
actually.
back?
It will happen.
Ooh, how much?
$5 a month.
Well, I mean, eventually,
it's cheap.
we'll have enough sustainable income to contract, right? Like that's my plan anyway.
Whoa.
Not to divulge too much. I don't want to show my hands. I don't want to show my cards too early. But I mean, eventually, if it keeps growing at the rate it is, it will be self-sustaining. It's already vastly self-sustaining, but we can, at that point, right? Like afford to like subcontract to you. Like if I'm actually hiring you to do an event, like hey, I need a video or an advertisement, I'd be like, Dragon's the guy. Just like if I need music, it's like Simon or a Morpher or whoever. Like that's my goal. I want to be able to compensate your work, because I don't think you should work for free. I think it's good that you do that for like exposure, and I'm happy that that's going on right now. But I think that your skills warrant, your time is worth money. Put it that way.
That's really like something I dream of when it comes to building something from the ground up that's your own, of what you're talking about. Like not starting your own business, but starting your own like wave, and being able to be supported by the community that you've brought together, and using that to support others. That's just my dream, and I love that.
I think it's important, man. I mean, I say this all the time. The listeners probably fucking tired of hearing it, but like, I think time is valuable. Like you can make money, but you can't make time. Like it's going away, and we're all going to die very soon. In the relative scale of things, so your time, if you spend it doing something, it should not be for nothing. Now, granted, like I mean, there's other things other than money. Like we do all kinds of shit just for fun. Like that's 90% of why we're here right now is because we do. Nobody's going to listen to this podcast. It has Flambeau on it, but I do this specifically because it's my favorite thing.
Hey, my mother listens to it when I have a podcast.
My mother listens to the podcast too, every episode.
Let's do a shout out to your mom.
Mommy.
Hi,
These
Mother
are my
Load.
friends.
Mother's. Never mind. Grandma Load.
I'm available. I'm not. I have a girlfriend.
My mother is happily married. She's a very.
Oh, your favorite Endless just came online. Oh, you just missed the start, dumbass.
So, let's roll it back a little bit, man. Let's zoom out, if you will, from a videographer point of view. Yeah.
Ooh.
So you started out playing like things like Halo and shit like that when you were a teenager, and then you got into videography kind of simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
But how did you become part of this shit dick community?
The very first. I remember the day I went on. I was bored. I not freshly moved out, but I was like about 6 months into my new apartment, and I was bored online. And I have a job. I go to my job, and I come back, and then I just kind of go on the computer and whatever. And I thought life was getting a little boring, so I decided to see if I could make some new friends or whatnot. And I went on Twitch. I was looking around on Twitch. On Twitch, you can sort by the video game you want to see now, or wherever the topic is. Yeah. And so I picked a couple, and one of them was Doom. And there's a guy named Rageful Tim streaming himself making maps.
Shout out to Rageful Tim.
Shout out to Rageful Tim, masterful mapper.
Mm-hmm.
Now my partner in crime.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him in his stream, and he was partying with his boy, making some maps. I was shooting some memes his way, and the map he was working on, it's actually in the USQC Unloaded map, and it's become like the sacred map between him and I. And then he introduced me to the USQC, and I went in there, and then the snowball started rolling, and I began
got trampled by the moose.
Yes, and trampled by moose. And
second best antlers.
I was playing the games with everyone. Like every week, got more involved every week. Kept losing sleep because I had to wake up at 5:30 in the morning the day after, as I stayed up till like 2:30 playing Sigil, open release, whatever that was. And that was the first time. Can we talk about the first time I heard Flambeau? Excuse me.
Ooh.
Was that the time?
Story.
Is that the time?
This is the time. It's when
you can.
We'll never get through an episode of Talking Doom with Flambeau without having to tell this story. It will be drilled into the minds.
I'm gonna refrain from the juicy details.
No, you can just spill it. Who cares?
Well, we're playing Sigil, and I was there, and I think they Moose and them were talking about how you're supposed to come in. I can't remember if they were or not. And it was such a good time that I didn't care I had work in the morning. I stayed up till, in the early AM. And then here comes in Flambeau. And I would have to look back at the footage to see how the interaction really went. But I was excited. And it was a very funny time. And you used to be able to see the entire interaction.
Yes.
Now that's cut offline.
Yeah, somehow it was smart that part got offline.
Yes.
No, I remember the night. It was a Sigil Friday Night Survival. I remember that I was excited about it, and for me, it actually starts at 3 a.m.
Mm.
And I set my alarm in my weekend for actually going out of bed at 6:30 a.m. just to be able to play it. And indeed, I then did see RedEyesGreenDragon and a lot of others still there, also hanging out in the voice chat, which my smartass then thought that was smart to join, which was actually fun though. But
Look where it brought you. You have your own
Yeah,
podcast
yeah.
now, specifically because of this one event.
no. I got my own podcast because something else. It was Walking the Leash.
That's right. It's walking. Yes. Okay. That's right.
No, but I still remember the early parts when you joined the sessions, indeed, Dragon, because you were always one that was while the maps were still going. So like you were already in the third or fourth map, then suddenly you already posted a GIF from a few maps prior to it in the Discords, and they really somehow got my attention just because of what Madeloid already described, just the way how you just managed to capture something real time in server and just record it and put it out as a GIF. That was just amazing of how you actually be able to capture the also kind of like the vibe of the game, just the fun that is going on in the server.
I remember that's what I was doing in the Sigil session, and that was so fun. I know you guys really love the GIFs, but like I felt like I accidentally just struck gold, and it's just incredibly like mindless how to get them. And I agree, it does highlight these sessions in a cool light that I'm surprised hasn't been done before. But I was thinking about releasing like a how-to at some point on how to do it, because it's incredibly easy.
Very interesting.
You should charge people. Start your own college.
Do a master class.
Doom memology masterclass.
Given by Professor RedEye's Green Blue Balls.
Yes. And
But-
then
Yeah.
no.
Hey, everybody.
No, cut him off. Cut him off. Don't let him talk.
Well, me.
No.
Fuck
Yes.
you. Okay. Thank you. Now, I was just actually wondering, you said that you went to Twitch and you just browsed through Doom, but when did you actually start at Doom? Did you already play Doom? Did you know Doom, or were you just recently introduced to Doom?
I'm trying to think when the very first time was. I know when I first got into it, probably at some point played it on the 360 as like my very first time. I've heard of it before.
There was a 360 Doom port.
Oh yeah, it was okay. I've heard people playing it before on there as well as their first time, like in the later generation, probably my generation.
Mm-hmm.
And then I forgot how I started seeing mods for it. I think everyone's first introduction into the Doom modding scene is always Brutal Doom, no doubt, because that's always it's very eye catching.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows Doom, and they see Doom, and it looks old. If you never really play it, or you see what has come after it, you look at Doom, and it's like, oh, that's Doom, and then you see everything exploding in clouds of blood, and you're like, oh, now I'm an adult now. I can play adult Doom. And after learning how to install that mod, I was getting recommended videos on YouTube of all those popular modding presenting YouTubers, and then that just sparked it in me, like, wow, there's an entire huge community that's been going on for the past 25 plus years of people just modding. And now I'm playing multiplayer mods, like the deathmatch, not mods, but the multiplayer
game modes.
Game modes and WODs that were made from 1990 whatever, and it's really cool seeing what was made then and what's made now and everything in between.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what kept my interest in the community before getting into the USQC.
essentially you joined the USQC, and you've since become pretty fucking prominent in that little thing that they do over there that no one seems to know about because it doesn't matter, and Moose has the second best antlers. But
Keeps them polished.
no, it's a really great community. I fucking love what those guys do. And I like, what was it like when you're, because you couldn't get away with just playing Doom anymore. Now you got to like deal with Quake and all that shit too.
Oh yeah, I hate that game.
Really?
No.
Oh damn it.
No,
Good one.
honestly, playing any game with friends, it's always much more fun. I think Quake has unfortunately been dated, has aged a lot harder than Doom has, mostly because of the look. But it is still fun. It's still like a well-playing first-person shooter, especially for multiplayer. However, like I don't think I typed in a command, like in a command console, like until I started playing like Gary's mod, and even then I'm just typing in SV cheats, and that's it.
Yeah.
And now I got to do that every time I interact with Quake, and my little small brain just hates it. So I naturally go into Doom more, even though I have to do some command stuff in there. But the Quake side of this community, the U.S. Quake community, of course, has, like, since I joined, I've seen it like individuals bringing so much more to the table on both the Doom and the Quake end, and it's really awesome to see, because I went from them playing Quake, like just deathmatch or whatever modes that are commonly played, to survival game modes being created, and now there's a lot of CTF being brought into the equation, which it was, I believe, was common before. Part of my ignorance on the Quake history, but it's really, I've seen like a couple of people get drafted into the mods and the admins of the community, and they bring their own interests into the weekly lineup of events, and it's really cool to see, because I used to be like, any event I could be a part of, mostly Doom, I would like to be there, and then doing that every week proved to be a little distracting for my life, so now I just do Tuesdays for CTF. So it's really cool seeing every day of the week having an event to play. Yeah. And it really goes to show that the community is still strong.
All right, well, we'll cut all that out since it has nothing to do with talking Doom.
Yep.
We'll have to have a separate podcast called Talking Quack and Ducks.
Every time I say Quake, just either have me saying Doom, like just copy paste it over, or have a Quack sound.
No, every time he just puts a Quack sound in, indeed.
Well, what's your process when you sit down and you have a fuckload of demos or stream footage or whatever, and you want to put something together? Like, what do you do?
Well, it depends on what it is. I guess I'll start with the GIFs. The GIFs, when I first started making them, I would like post them after the event's over, I think. And then
or during sometimes.
And then I wanted to impress Flambeau for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah. So I think it was before we actually spoke, or maybe we only spoke a little bit.
You really wanted to impress me?
Like, oh man, this guy he does a lot of stuff for ZDaemon and stuff like that. And I didn't interact with anyone else besides Moose and the other mod members, all great guys. I wanted to see how fast I could do the GIF making, and then I figured out how to do that really fast. Just record the footage with OBS, replay buffer stuff, and then get the Gaiazo, whatever it's pronounced as, GIF maker, and just make GIFs that way. And then I would post them halfway through the matches, like maybe half an hour or an hour after they start, and then that would kind of advertise the event more, so people can see how cool the levels look. I really wanted to show off how cool the levels looked, because I was thoroughly impressed.
You did that very well when it came to the Friday Night Survival. Quite a few of those sessions.
Oh, yes.
I am like so impressed by all these map makers' works that I feel they, it's the kind of hobby that goes unappreciated. And not even just hobby, but if you do it seriously, it can go unappreciated by the player, even if they think it's cool. That appreciation ends once the level ends. And maybe there's some conversation afterwards, but having like recorded memories and visuals of these sections of the maps are something that I wanted to do and help preserve these levels with. And
well, you managed to really capture some stuff that me, as I would like play a certain map, I would actually never see it from that perspective. And just to give an example, one of the things that really catch my eye, the map was loaded, and then there are already like groups of monsters placed in the map, but they are dormant because no player has been there, so they haven't really woken up yet. And then you just captured the moment where you just go freely spectate through the map. You would go through a doorway and you would see the hordes of monsters already awaiting the players. And that's indeed a thing that you would normally never see in a map, because if you normally play, then everything gets active. And you just managed to capture stuff like that just by already going through actually the dormant map.
It's funny you mentioned that, because the whole reason why I had to do that, and I had to do it was because you got a lot of like veteran Doom players, and some of these survival maps are old and people have played them before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Y'all motherfuckers are just plowing through them, and I'm trying to get some cool shots, and the level's over before I could have gotten a cool shot, and I'll see like, oh, I could have got a great shot of that cyber demon getting blown up, but like I just wasn't there, so I had to like quickly spectate and like fly through the level, because sometimes the levels are short and they're long, and I just look around really quickly, like what looks cool, that looks cool, or I'm going to sit here and wait. And sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes I'm sitting there for like 15 minutes, and it turns out this level's extremely hard, and no one, and then like everyone dies, and it restarts, and I gotta quickly go over there again.
Yeah, you were just sitting there.
Yeah, and people were like, "Where is he?" Like, "Oh, I'm spectating, getting a cool shot," and I just get one cool shot, and that's it.
Yeah,
but that's how that came to be, and that evolved from GIF making to collecting lots of footage. All this footage that I would collect to make the GIFs, it had the audio of the voice chats and stuff. So I had a bunch of footage of everyone playing and having a good time. So if I was recording cool GIFs to make, I would also be recording all the funny things that would happen. And then I just started throwing together videos of that kind of stuff happening. Probably my favorite is still me and Little Rough fisting each other when no one joined the server. we had a deathmatch server, and then like it died out and no one was joining, so it was just Rough and I were just punching each other. That was it.
Still having fun.
Yeah.
Yes. Great moment, yeah.
And then every so often,
I remember one Tuesday night flags with you, where we both also were the only two left in the server, in the pyramid maps.
Yeah, you were like sitting there idle, and I got a good gif of me shooting like around you with the rail gun.
I heard somebody shoot, and he completely missed me constantly. And I'm like, "Who the fuck is that?"
And then I send you a gif, and it's just me shooting you.
And it was actually really awesome. It was funny. That's great. That's great stuff. And that's always also what I really like. It's always fun. It really is fun with you, with Tim. Tim is a great guy, and with all those guys from the USQC, it's just amazing. It's a really good time. So, guys, if you are listening and you don't know about the sessions yet from the USQC, they have a lot. It's in their schedule. But on Wednesdays, it's Wednesday Night Deathmatch, and on Friday, it's Friday Night Survival. On Syndronum and ZDaemon, 2 weeks a month on the one port, 2 weeks a month on the other. Join it. It's really fun, and join the Discord.
Yes, and the ZDaemon team has plenty. If they fill in the rest of the week with their events, one of them being Thursday Night Survival, and then they do something on Saturday. I think they do the cool stuff on Saturday. I can't remember what day.
All kind of shit on Saturday. Yeah. That's just whatever the pick is from the community.
And then, of course, on Tuesdays, which is Tuesday Night Flags, always supported by the USQC. And with that came... I had all this footage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have a YouTube channel, and I wanted my YouTube channel to be one thing. I want it to be like really cool productions of a sort. Like things that I treat seriously, even if they're comedy based. But now I have all this really funny footage from our weekly events. I didn't know what to do with them. I wanted to put them on my channel, but I felt it was weird. I didn't want to alienate any subscribers that I had, that I was building. And it's like, in the end, who cares? But with that, had birthed the USQC US Quake Community YouTube channel, which there already had existed one, but it was dormant and not in control of the current members. So now I made this one. It's a collaboration between another moderator, Open Rift, and I. He set up the YouTube channel, and I started posting videos. He started posting videos, and it's just highlights from the events. And I now I have this place to put all these cool highlights, and I haven't made one in a little bit, but I have so much footage, like all the Tuesday night flag footage, and all the deathmatch and survival. There's so much shenanigans that go on in that voice chat, as Flambeau knows.
Yeah.
Well, he only knows of the AM shenanigans.
Something I wanted to kind of get into a bit is, I mentioned earlier how you really managed to capture the atmosphere of of any session that you happen to be playing in and make a video of, but specifically something like Thursday Night Survival, right? If you make a video, or Friday Night Survival, or whatever it is, of these events,
both,
it does a really good job of highlighting that. Because when I'm hanging out playing fucking anything like this, I'm not part of the team. I'm not one of the people who's beating the map. I'm not even halfway competitive. I usually die within 10 seconds.
Same.
The cool thing about it is that, you have 50 people, or 30, 20, whatever it happens to be. If it's shit night, 2, like you said, and you're just fisting each other. But you're playing, and it's 99.99% about just hanging out. It's literally I just crack open beers and get shit faced and start telling knock jokes.
Hell yeah.
Most of the time. And
those are the best.
But your videos do such a great job of just showing off the fact that it's just this fucking mess of everybody having fun. It doesn't advertise anything to do with just play Doom. It's not about that. It's be part of a community, and that's what I really appreciated about it. That's why I wanted you to do the Pigeon Classic thing, because that was really special to us.
Yeah, I love that. That was I forgot I did that video, but I really had a fun time doing that. Because I also had little Ruff by the fire. I had to command him Ruff, stand by the fire, be a cool shot, and then he kind of did. And he ran off. I had to copy and paste the footage over and over to make it look like it was looping.
Yeah,
but that was a wonderful session. That whole thing for the Pigeon event, and.
It's coming back, man. October. We got to figure out what we're going to do it for, but that's always going to be a thing. As long as I'm in charge or have any say whatsoever, we will continue to do that every year. I'd like to do more of them. We did a second one this year for it wasn't really the Pigeon Classic, but it was a charity Warforged tournament, and it's always just super great to see how fucking. Even though we're a small community, it's not going to be a shitload of money, but the fact that we're all able to come together, do something that we enjoy, and give back. Not to get all soppy, but it's really cool, and it really does like warm my heart. And I love being able to include as many people as possible, because that's one of those situations where it's like people are, I don't even want you to necessarily donate. Like if you can donate your time and your effort to something like that, like that's even better, because it helps get more. If you do a video and it gets 10 people to donate, then you might as well not even have to worry about it, as far as I'm concerned. It's just super cool.
I really admire that about a lot of gaming communities such as this one. I hate when there's success in playing video games, and then it's like, I feel like you should be doing something with that gain that you're getting from playing your goddamn video game,
Mm-hmm.
Get out there and do something. But if just seeing like these charity events going on, along with these tournaments and everything, even if there's a prize pool, there's still a lot of money going to these charities. It's always, I always support that. I remember I caught the War Fork one, and I didn't know what was going on, but I enjoyed it. I think the only time I played that game was with you, Motherload, that one time. And I enjoyed that.
If Quake's too fast for you, then Warfork is like that on fucking steroids. It's or whatever that shit Lance Armstrong was on. Like it's blood doping.
I like the speed.
Literally the fastest game I've ever seen. I can't think of anything else that even comes close.
Doesn't it have like the grinding on the rails mechanic?
Yeah, you can grind on rails. You can wall hop. It's like it's like the perfect fusion of CPMA style movement and like VQ3 style movement. But honestly, at this point, it's Warsaw, Warfork, whatever you want to call it. That particular Q Fusion engine, that particular way of movement is like its own thing, and I can't even do it honestly. Like I'm so baseline at Warfork that it's like not excusable compared to when you start seeing. I don't know if you caught the Clan Arena tournament that we did, but these guys are fucking amazing. Like it's beautiful acrobatics to the nth degree. You can't touch it with anything else. Go ahead.
If a game can successfly capture the fun of its moving mechanics while also making it look really cool when you get really good at it, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
like Warfork.
It's absolutely fantastic. We were playing. Actually, I was going to say last night, but it's actually like 7:00 this morning. I was playing like Cyberhook, which is another kind of example of just.
Oh, I was playing that the other day.
Just the most amazing, fantastic style where it's not even about anything other than the movement. It's just about you and yourself. You're in this room and you're trying.
Finally, it makes sense to me. It's Cyberhook. This morning I heard you say you're playing Cyberhookers. I was thinking that you were playing a totally different game.
No, that's no.
I really didn't understand the context, but now it makes sense. Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, Cyberhook's like a grappling. It's basically Quake defrag with grappling and like some other mechanics that are really really cool.
Yeah, well, imagine
you could still be grappling with the other one as well.
Yes.
So I was like, no.
There's Cyberhook, the grappling game, and then there's Cyberhooker, the groping game, which is
yes.
Game.
But then now I don't understand why you were so enthusiastic about it, Domains. If it wasn't Cyberhooker, if it was Cyberhook, then why were you so involved with watching Waterloo play that game? I can understand that you were very excited about Cyberhooker, but it wasn't Cyberhooker. Never mind.
I cannot help what was going through your mind at the time.
No, and I was driving also at the same time, so yeah. Luckily, I didn't.
Cyberhook is a really fun game that I recommend to anyone when it comes out.
I think I gave away all my beta keys, or I'd start passing them out. But yeah,
I was hoping you were going to give me a second one.
I mean, I could try.
The first person that will actually be the 500th like on this video, on this podcast, will actually. I will buy Cyberhooker for it.
Just go on the Discord after we're done talking and ping Todos and be like, hey, I'd really, I'm a videographer. Or I could do it. I'll just tell him like, hey, I got with this guy. He makes really great videos. Here's his work. He'd like to do some Cyberhook footage or some shit, and then we'll get you a beta key. Like, it won't be a problem.
I just want to give one to a friend. Sorry.
Because the beta key will go away. It won't be valid anymore.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's a great sales tactic, I think, because it's addicting. Like you get someone hooked on it. First hit's free, brother, but then you gotta come back. It's like
as you were playing through the various levels, even as you were trying to beat your last time, it was the focus and definitely the frustration on the later levels. But one can definitely see why you'd want to continue.
Yeah.
Because see general gameplay and what it reminds you of, and that's that challenge to overcome those details.
I just want the gold. I don't even want to be better than anyone else. I just want the fucking gold trophy.
I just want to complete the damn level.
Yeah,
I can't complete half
sometimes
these levels.
once you
They're
get to
awesome.
the ends of the last like 2 or 3 levels in the beta are fucking kill me.
Brutal.
Like, yeah.
They were and are brutal indeed.
Well, because I think they're going to amend it at some point, but the way the physics engines works right now is like you can really just like skip whole parts of the early levels, like by just swinging really far and fast when you get the down rush, and then you can swing back up and carry your momentum forever. But with the later levels, it starts to focus less on momentum and more on your actual like skill and the different mechanics of the game. And it's like, fuck, you can't disrespect it that much anymore. But this isn't talking Cyberhook with Flambeau, so.
No, if anybody makes me Cyberhook,
that's Cyber Hooker with a Flambeau.
My favorite game to watch on stream is actually Forklift Mechanic Simulator. It is absolutely fantastic.
Well, yeah, my data plan on my mobile subscription, I didn't like it really, but you could play it anytime again with me. A lot of people played Forklift Mechanic Simulator in the Netherlands by now.
So for people outside of the loop here, I think you should have your own Twitch channel for real. We could, if you start making enough Patreon money, we could just pay your phone bill with it, and it would be worth it.
Yes.
But so Flambeau has a tendency. It'll be like fucking 3, 4 in the morning for me, which is daytime for you guys, and it's just me and Domains and a few other people sometimes. And Flambeau will be at work all day, live streaming himself, working like driving to different jobs to go work on a forklift, and there's fucking tools and. He goes to a chemical plant and he's like, "Oh my gosh, you would not believe the person I just saw." And there's people banging on fucking hammers and power tools in the background. And then he gets out and he's like driving in the countryside and he looks out and he's like, "Oh look, there's a mountain," and it's like a speed bump on the road.
Yes.
And
Look
he's
at that
driving,
mountain, bonk bonk.
He's driving and he's going over a speed bump and he's got his phone mounted on the dashboard and he's rolling a cigarette. playing Yodel music. You gotta have fun in life. I really do think
You gotta
that
add life to your days, because you cannot add days to your life.
I think if you had your own Twitch channel, people would actually watch it. I would.
Yes.
I keep that shit on all the time.
Well, we can extend it even that I would get my own sitcom. Just by actually allowing cameras in my own family house here.
Because people like that long form streaming where it's like 8 hours long and it's nonstop. And then you even take little, instead of having like breaks, like, people put up the like, "Hey, we're waiting for a few moments. I'll be right back," or AFK or whatever. It'll just be like, when you say, "Okay, I have to go through security now." And then you walk and you put your phone, he took his phone off of his headset, like he took his headset out. He didn't turn off Discord, puts his phone in the tray, and then the security guy pushes it through and we can hear everything that goes on the whole time.
Not so we can understand a word of it for the most part, but that's not the point.
It's all in Dutch.
Oh, and the best, then watch it on Mondays and Tuesdays, especially if I do it after 11, because then Marie will be at the security of the chemical plant. And Marie is such a cute girl. She is just so lovely. It's true.
There's nothing wrong with that, We're all allowed to appreciate beauty. Hello, Marie. What if she listened to this podcast? We should tell her about it.
Maybe I should do it. No, maybe I shouldn't. Never mind. My wife will maybe listen to this podcast, so I'm better shut up.
So we're interviewing RedEyesGreenDragon.
Are we?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just part of the panel today. Sorry. We'll get you on a proper interview episode too, eventually.
Oh yeah, eventually when I'm drunk, that will be the best.
Mm.
Yeah, what I still want to know, because I once got a request and it had to do with you, RedEyesGreenDragon.
Yeah.
that specifically for the Friday Night Survival sessions, there was a request for one specific skin to be added to the already existing Weird As skin pack that we have,
Yeah.
and that was the dog.
Yeah. Yeah, when I first
Why?
joined, when I first started playing survival, I saw that there were skins, and that blew my mind. So I didn't think there were skins for Doom.
No, there are plenty.
And I forgot if it was a ZDaemon survival. It probably was.
It was the ZDS.
Yes.
It was the ZDS where we had those skins in, yeah.
Oh, maybe it was a Thursday night, because one of them had
there's
the
no
dog
on
skin.
Thursday night. No, that's
Maybe?
on Saturday.
I'm trying to think which one had the dog skin and which one didn't.
Thursday Night Survival doesn't have the dog.
Okay.
It has the no pants marine with the pink marine with the underwear on. And the Dutch marine.
I love the common users or the reoccurring users that use the same skins. It's beautiful.
You can identify them by the skin.
Yep. I hear like pants
Like everybody knows who Krawa is. That's the monkey on the tricycle that actually develops ZDaemon.
Mm-hmm. And if I hear pants shitting in the distance, I know that's Biggest Dickus. Who no one knows when I bring him up, but I know him because I stared at footage of him just like going up and down stairs and falling down the stairs, and like it would just make the shitting noise every time.
I know the player name, yes. And you have grounds with the no pants marine. He constantly farts if he goes up and down the stairs.
And I like the dog one, and everyone was. There seems to be a lot of players that don't see all the skins because there's so many depending on the skin pack you use. So they see the dog and they're like, "Oh shit, it's a dog!" And I just like being the dog because like I could spam the woofing if I press E against a wall.
Well, yeah.
And I would just do that, and then I just changed my nickname to Dog, like a clan tag dog. In the USQC, and I was just the dog for a while. And then everyone took their clan tags off, so I'm like, oh. And I was just the dog for like 6 months, and then I just took it off.
So that's why I was specifically asked to put the dog in the Friday Night Survival pack, so that you could be yourself, actually.
You know what the best part about not hosting the podcast is?
You can just walk away, take a piss.
You can get another beer. It's fantastic. What are you guys even talking about?
In that case, I would say cheers. Well, we were talking about skin packs and the funny skin of the dog.
Oh, yes. That's the fucking best thing about ZDaemon.
Because he wanted to be the dog. And I also love, like, in your footage, that this is the awesomeness of the people using the skins. You capture, like, funny moments with a duck marine and a stickman behind some kind of window and then going up and down or whatever. It's just sometimes it's just real comedy what you know to capture.
That was Moose. He was the pink stick man, and he kept opening and closing the door.
Moose?
Yeah, it was Moose.
Yep.
I was like standing there, and I could see him like opening the door, and he would close the door, and he's just standing there still, not even like messing with the WASD, and he's just laughing. So you see that stick man deadpan stare. I love the stick man.
Oh, I love those moments in your highlights that you create. And the fun part is that you then also include the voice chat that was actually going on in the Discord at that time. And you have like moments, and I remember one specifically from example Domains opening a door and actually just getting a Hell Knight shooting directly at him, and then he says, "Oh no, not gonna happen," and he closed the door. You just managed to capture that moment, including with the voice set.
It's perfect.
I think that Domains remembers one where he actually spawns on a staircase.
Yes, and there's the Archvile.
Yes.
I've got the gifs on my computer.
Domains is my favorite recurring character in any Machinima ever. Like, I like the one where Domains plays the role of Cathala.
Yeah.
We edited.
Yeah, we still have the recordings.
Yes.
The drowned god Cthulhu. Yes.
Yes, the drowned god Cthulhu.
As an ordained minister, I am offended by your insult of my religion. But
Of your language?
I don't know what I'm saying. I'm a couple beers deep now.
When I made the video to advertise for Wednesday and Friday, I think Moose sent me that audio of domains speaking backwards. And I didn't know what that was, and he was being really cryptic with me, describing who it is. And I was just confused. So I put it in. I didn't even know who domains was when I put that in the video. And everyone's just laughing at that part, like, oh my god, yeah. Whoa. I'm like, okay. Thanks for
I still got the blooper
watching.
tape.
The hardest part about marketing the Keep is trying to get people to understand that, like, what's going on with that whole Cathala thing. Like, I was on Dump Truck's podcast, Quakecast, and they were asking me, like, so what's the Keep all about? And when I listen back to it, it's very cringy because I didn't do a very good job of explaining what it is I do. And they're like, what do you do? I'm like, I just drink beer and talk to people, and so we have a drowned god called Cathala, and we worship her, and her will is for us to frag and jib one another into oblivion for all eternity, that kind of thing. And that just sounds fucking stupid out of context. It sounds so dumb, and like, even on, like, I mull about this all the time, like on Twitter. Like, I don't want to lose that aspect of it. I don't want to just be like, oh, we're a gaming community and we play retro shooters, because then we lose the flair of the show. But at the same time, it's not very good marketing, I think, or maybe it is. But to just say, like, oh, we're a cult of people who worship a fictional Lovecraftian elder god, and because of that, we play video games together every day.
Once you're in,
minister, then we take it to the next level.
Yeah.
But actually, in the Keep, for me, in the Keep is more like an attitude.
attitude.
An attitude. I don't know how to describe it otherwise.
It's the power of positivity and the attitude of gratitude. That's how I sum it up.
Yeah, that sounds like a cult to me.
I mean, like I said, I'm an ordained minister now. I could feasibly
You could marry my wife.
actually start the Church of Cathala for real and then become a tax exempt organization.
On every Sunday, we play
Ooh.
we play Warfork in the church. We have a big LAN party.
We'll change the name of the podcast to just like it'll be our church sermons, like our because we're all social distancing, so we're doing our church sermons online.
Then you gotta talk to Cecil. Cecil once made a map for Larissa, where it's actually one big. It plays in a one big church where actually Larissa is worshipped as the goddess. You gotta talk to him. Then we gotta change it into Cathala or Cthulhu.
Since it's never gonna happen, did I tell you my pitch for the Doom the Cacowards?
No.
I knew of it.
Yeah, so this was my big project that I wanted to, like, if I was going to ever give money to you, it would have been this moment, Dragon. I pitched while I was at QuakeCon to all of the, Do and all those guys. I don't even remember. I don't know half their names. Scuba Steve was not there, unfortunately. But I pitched the idea, like, let's do it exactly like it were an actual award show. Like, I want to do we'll do a Doom map with a stage and a red carpet and a crowd of fucking imps and fucking demons and shit.
Yeah.
And let's, have guest speakers come on as Doom guy and, in different, helmets, or even if we could do different ZDaemon skins, even better. And read off the awards exactly like a real award show. And then just have these fucking hilarious cuts to the crowd where they're all just like demons standing there, not making any applause. And have it all canned in there and shit. Like, I thought this would be the fucking greatest idea ever, and I got no feedback whatsoever. I mean, I'm not shitting on the Cacowards are great and all, but
isn't that hilarious?
But idea is great, and yeah,
we should just do our own. It's our idea now. Fuck you guys.
That's exactly what. That's what fucking Tim and I are doing right now. He made a show. He made a TV show set, and we do the Doom show now. And we bring guests on.
That's perfect.
We haven't yet.
When can I be on?
Tomorrow.
After me and Domains.
I'm at work tomorrow.
No, me and Domains. We were invited like half a year ago.
All three of us. Talking shit with Flambeau.
Well, what we do is we want to put you guys in a weird situation. It's not an actual talk show. It's
You mean
us.
such as now?
Sounds like a
Yes.
game
Yeah,
show.
this is you're describing my real life situation every day.
Exactly. This is gonna. Just,
I wake up every morning and I'm a fat pig.
Oh, for fuck's sake, piss off,
Dick
dumbass.
Vakken.
Fuck you. You teach my son. You teach my son to call me a fat pig in Dutch.
You potverdorie then.
He says, "Bro, daddy is not Dick Vakken." He says, "Yes, you are."
Yes,
don't
you
know.
are. I said I'm not a fat pig. Then my son says, "Yes, you are." Motherload says it.
It's because you tell him all the time because you say penis, and you're like, "Don't say penis." Mommy says you're not allowed to say penis. So when you're confusing him, when
correct.
you say motherload, he thinks I'm his mom.
Oh, that could be it. Yeah. So that's why he listens to you. So I gotta
also-
tell him not to listen to his mother. And I just got received a WhatsApp message from my wife. Actually, to be
Anyway,
more
back-
Be a
quiet.
bit quieter,
Back to the game
yes.
show. There's a game
Yes.
show. So the game show.
Sorry.
Here's the full pitch. I'm sorry.
Oh God! It's not a game show. It's more like Shenanigans, the show.
It's a show about a game.
Yeah. It's really like I write down something for the guests and Tim, who is my co-host, and I to do together, and then we just make that the episode. Rather, like maybe do a short little thing like, "Who the hell are you guys? Introduce yourselves, whatever."
Mhm.
And then it's like, "All right, now we're gonna go drink a liter of water and pee ourselves as we try to play humongous Doom wads."
I don't think I'd be a very good guest for that.
Well,
particular
that episode
stuff.
already passed, so we're not going to do that again.
So it's
That was
like
awful.
You mean a water pass?
Like Doom Jackass. Like,
It
yo, I'm
depends.
Johnny Knoxville, and this is Thursday Night Survival.
It's honestly like no holds bars, just like anything can happen. I would
Yeah.
just make something funny together, hanging out with
Yeah.
whoever comes on, and that's really it.
Make sure you link me to all the channels, because we've gone through like 3 or 4 different YouTube channels at this point. Just make sure I have them all to link to the episode.
Absolutely.
Because turns out Flambeau does not do the work when it comes to producing his own podcast. He hired a guy.
That's actually true.
I'm just kidding, Flambeau. I'd do anything.
And he's
for you,
doing a
baby.
shit ass job at it.
No, baby.
And it's something.
Yes, go on, please.
I love the sound of your keyboard. I'm leaving all the background noise, the coughing, domains
Yeah, if
rolling
peop-
around with the shit in his room.
Sorry, that's the cough. So that's for me, but because I'm a heavy smoker. But indeed, the tickety tick sound, that's Domain's because he has a
No,
fetish
that's
for
me.
mechanical
I just
keyboards.
did it.
Oh, was
Yeah,
it you?
yeah,
Sorry,
I got
sorry
a new
for
keyboard.
accusing you of having a fetish, but you actually have Domains.
You guys are really bad at context, because it's okay. I can remove the keyboard sound very easily, but when we start talking, when we go on a tangent with conversation that also includes the fact that there was just keyboards in the background, and then if I edit out the keyboards in the background, then there's no context, and we just sound like a
Yeah,
fucking.
so I'm
bunch
actually
of-
helping my producer to actually
work.
don't have to edit anything. Yeah.
We were miming the
should
use
say
of the
it, thank you.
keyboards.
Our next guest is Keyboard Doomer.
I would definitely, Keyboard Doomer, if you are listening to this, I do want you in the podcast. But first of all, he doesn't have a microphone. We wanted to ship him one. And he actually said, you can ship me one, but I will refuse to pick it up. So
No, we'll do
we
text to
need to
speech.
get-
Like we'll do like the Stephen
Ooh.
Hawking voice.
That'd be perfect. Like, you have to type it out.
Yes. We'll hear just, and then it'll be like Stephen Hawking's voice, coming, just saying whatever his responses are.
And he's about Keyboard Doomer is also great because he's from Europe, and since he actually has like, I don't know what his normal day pattern is, but he's always there for the USQC sessions, which is also
He
awesome.
is.
He's
I
a
always
regular, especially on the survival, which he really loves. Because actually, Keyboard Doomer is Mr. TNS these days. He actually pulls entire session each week. So, but I always see him in the demos back on the server.
How
He
did
always
he?
was- part of it.
How did he work with you, like the team, the Sigil team, not talking to anyone?
Typing.
Like, and okay. I'm trying
We
to
are not in
picture,
the same room like with each other. It's just we worked remotely from PCs at home, you know.
but you're just
Just
like,
connecting
there's
via
no,
Discord.
you guys are not like having cohesive meetings or anything at all for that.
Yes, and he would just be in a Discord channel with us being muted because he doesn't have a microphone.
I'm blown away by this. Like, can you imagine if he got hired at like a fucking real game studio? Like, you know, he worked with John Romero, and then imagine like if he were a real like level editor for a real gaming company, but no one knew what he looked like or had ever heard his voice.
Nobody does know how he looks.
I
Maybe
know,
it's even
I
a she.
know.
We don't even know if it's a she or a sheep.
There's too many animals in ZDaemon. Like, it's literally
No,
programmed.
there is a monkey and there
A
is
monkey
a
on
dog,
a unicycle,
a tricycle,
tricycle.
and he's actually our developer. No, but what else do we have? We have Pikachu, if you want, but that's it mainly.
And the Wolfenstein dog,
Yeah, the Wolfenstein dog, indeed.
the Panzerhound, or whatever it's called.
Yes. Oh, and we
Panzerhound.
have a pig and a chicken.
Oh yeah. I always get confused when I see the pig or chicken.
I spent a lot of time shooting the chickens, thinking that they were NPCs. Like
There's
a
the
lot.
one-
So,
there's
and those
the
players
box
were
guy,
just
too.
being irritated by you actually shooting constantly at them.
Yeah.
That boy.
The best part of that is that I don't give a fuck. I'm just having fun.
Which you shouldn't, as long as you had fun. That's the
I love-
important part of it.
I love having one of the demon skins, and I'm constantly getting like shotgunned around.
Yes. You should be happy that we don't have team damage enabled in survival and co-op.
There's no team damage, but it doesn't stop me from getting blasted off a cliff into the ether.
My favorite character in ZDaemon is definitely Snake Plissken.
Oh,
Okay, that's good.
My wife just walked in. She's like, "Are you recording?" And I was like, I just gave her the look. You know, the look. And
Yeah,
she was
and
like,
then she looks at screen. She sees us, and that's like she's like, "Oh, you're talking to those idiots again."
"You're still talking to these people? Ugh, gross.
Yeah.
Who are these nerds you hang out with on the internet?"
When are you gonna get a real job?
I do have a real job. I got 3
Okay,
jobs.
I'm gonna save that as a sound clip.
And if you count each podcast that I produce individually, I have 5 jobs.
And you're doing a lousy job then.
Yes.
Yeah.
No one ever listens to Talking Doom with Flambeau. Still to
Oh,
this day,
yeah.
like the first one was like the highest ranking episode for a long time.
Mm. That was because Moose was in there.
I think it's because it was the first episode, right? It was the only it was the first in queue when I passed out all the flyers at QuakeCon. And so when people were like checking out the show, that was the first thing they saw, which is a terrible introduction to In the Keep. Which is probably why they did not
Yeah, why you
continue.
don't have no subscribers, indeed. Yeah, sorry.
I continue.
So if you're
Hell-
still
hell
listening
yeah.
and you're one of those subscribers that actually unsubscribed, please come back.
but if they've
How much do we squat
unsubscribed,
it,
how
but-
can I read?
We promised to only do this once
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah,
Right.
it was a quarterly show that we would do once a year. On a different quarter.
That was one of the first episodes I listened to, and I'm like, hell yeah, this is great. And then I listened to everything else. Everything else is like, oh, serious conversations with people that are the big names, and I'm like, I don't want any of this. I want talking shit with Flambeau.
There are no big names. There's no big names.
No big names,
Not a single big name ever on the
except
show.
for domains.
Yeah, Domains is probably the number one most important guest we've ever had.
Domain is probably also the one that has been interviewed the most but never released.
Yeah, that's true. I've interviewed Domains more than any other guest who's ever been on the show. Ever.
So the problem is we do want to have an interview with him again, but we already know the answers to the questions, so there's no need to interview him anymore.
Throw some curveballs.
No, I think we should just like write out a script, like just rack 'em stack. We'll just do the greatest hits.
Yes.
Don't worry, there will be a possibility eventually.
I wouldn't try that if I were you.
I
wouldn't recommend
I would
it.
strongly recommend against. I would
Yeah.
strongly recommend against.
I would strongly recommend against that.
I would strongly recommend against it. If people
That
are like,
wouldn't
I
be
recognize
a very
that voice,
good idea.
it could be because we also sometimes used the domain's announcer in like Wednesday Night Deathmatch. So if you recognize the voice, yes, this is the guy that recorded that years ago.
Red flag taken.
Hey, that's that guy that tells me what flag I took.
I can't wait to have
Yes.
all the downvotes on this video. Every time I put out anything that has Flambeau on it, it just gets nuked in the.
Oh, I already know the one coming from Czechia.
I don't care. I don't know who it is. I have no way of knowing who it is. It's just like a trend where it's like anything to do with the Flambeau gets shot straight to the ground. I'm just talking
don't
like
put
80.
don't put ZDaemon or something in the title because then you would get 100 more.
But I want it's good. It's actually good to have downvote. Like they don't count any differently from what I can tell. Upvotes and downvotes, attention is what they care about. Like negative comments and positive comments don't rank differently. You know, it's just people are talking about it. That's why, you know, most of the famous YouTube stars, unfortunately, are like these just kind of shitty people. And I'm not saying they're all shitty. Like there's lots of great YouTube people. But like, you know, just you could just be a shitbag on like, oh, this fucking sucks and people get attracted to that. You could just go on there and say outrageous shit and then you get a lot of comments and then people dig it.
Yeah, all those YouTubers are all shitheads. They don't show up on time.
That's true. I hate YouTubers.
And now that I heard domains say like red flag taken, RedEyes, you are actually my right hand for the United States session of Tuesday Night Flags, which is Capture the Flag weekly on ZDaemon.
I'm more of a right finger. I'm like the pinky finger when it comes to.
You are you are the middle finger that I flip. Yeah. I flip you. But how did you roll in that? Because CTF was not a game that you played before, if I remember correct, or at least not regularly.
Oh God, how did that become a thing? Oh, I think you asked
because the US session are still really, really great, and a lot of people still attend it. And I'm asleep, and usually you are the one that advertises it and get people in. So,
hey, I don't do anything special. I just think there's a bigger audience in the US for the Capture the Flag sessions than there is in Europe for some reason. Maybe it's the USQC. I don't know. However, doing the Tuesday Night Flags thing has made me like want more maps, I should say. And and I hope this wasn't the original goal or anything, but I do hope that Tuesday Night Flags, I'm sorry, Capture the Flag in general becomes more popular, because it used to be for the session, weekly session, it used to be up or down, like a ton of people, or there's no one that joins. But now it seems pretty consistent. It might be the pandemic keeping everyone at home might have something to do with it, but it's pretty consistently in there, and I think it's established itself as a weekly event. And I'm glad it's public. I hate how CTF has become a private thing when it comes to like people wanting to actually play. And I guess that drive comes from playing like Team Fortress 2 back in the day. Just everything was public. Yeah. I like any game that comes out that's multiplayer that has a fan base at first.
That's why I prefer like the survival sections, because it's not competitive. Whereas so if you have like team games, unfortunately, people want to compete. You know, if you're playing a competitive game for a purpose, so it can be kind of exclusive. You want the best team members, and you want to have like, you don't want people popping in and out and all that sort of thing. It's a tightrope to walk, but I think it is what it is in that regard. I hate playing team modes with disorganized teams. I can't do it. Like, it really just frustrates me.
Yeah, but the idea behind the original Wednesday Night Flags, that was actually the first weekly event for Capture the Flag, was to keep it public and to just have like a weekly time slot where people can just where they actually can hop on and off just whenever they want, because they know that within the time span, people just come there to play a few rounds. And that's what also was the idea behind restarting it again, but then on Tuesday.
But you get something really beautiful when it comes to the public, because what kept me wanting to do more Tuesday Night Flags and just coming back to play it is how insane every session was when you get enough people in, because there's no coordination. You can be in voice channels, but it's just like frantic, just hell on earth. Just everyone doesn't know what they're doing, and when you get like 4v4 or 6v6 or more than that, sometimes it's so hilarious seeing just this chaos going on, and that's what I loved about Capture the Flag. And there's obviously a place for the private sessions and the competitive sessions, but I love the chaos more than I love trying to win, even if I am trying to win. Because when you're in the voice chat, that's even better. When you got like 8 people in voice chat all screaming because it's just high octane CTF action going on, that's what I love about it. Yeah,
makes it very interesting.
Because you get everyone on different teams. They're screaming at each other, and I'm screaming at them like, "You motherfucker, give me my flag!" And you blue fucker, you red fucker. We're all hammered and we're just yelling at each other. That's what public CTF is about.
And it's just fun. And yeah, the last highlight video that you did from the sessions included also the Tuesday Night Flags, when for a moment it was in the intermission screen, and I think that the red team had won. And what some guys of the blue team then just did, like, quickly swap over to the red team so that they were on the scoreboard of the winning team, and just laughed about it, and then hopped back on the blue team again. I mean, that's the fun. That's the casual entertainment, fun. Just play a few rounds and enjoy it mainly.
Yeah,
it's great.
It can be tough to, when you get older, to treat competitive gaming seriously. And if you can just like have one day out of the week to have a good time with a bunch of people, for me, that's all I need. And I love it.
And I'm glad you still wanna pull it, and still that you advertise it actually. So, Corona, sorry, thank you for that.
Well, guys.
Yeah.
You had a thought. Finish it.
I was just going to continue rambling.
Ramble.
About some stupid flags.
I think the European crowd here is getting kind of tired. Domains is falling asleep.
It's just past midnight.
Not yet, and it's not past midnight here.
Okay.
No, I live in your future.
Well, there we go then.
Just an hour though.
Do you have to work tomorrow?
Well, yes.
And yes.
Later? All day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh my god. Let this poor man go.
Oh, sorry, no, actually I'm off tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow.
Actually, I'm actually off.
I'm off tomorrow.
Normally I would have to
work, but I'm quite sure now. Tomorrow is Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, today is Wednesday, actually.
For you.
For me today, yes, sorry, it's Wednesday. Yeah, indeed.
Otherwise, tomorrow is Thursday.
Yeah.
All right, let's do 6
shots.
shots.
But RedEyes.
Yeah.
Ooh. Never mind.
No.
Sorry.
No.
But RedEyes, you create videos, you play games, you like to hang out with people, especially on Discord.
Yeah.
You have your own Discord server. And it's about videos or specifically movies.
No, I don't.
No, you don't? Oh, sorry. Then
that was public, and I thought about it. I'm like, I don't want to make that public because that's going to be a bunch of assholes in there that I got to moderate. Aww. So that's my invite-only server.
Can we talk about movies, though?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's your favorite movie of all time?
Oh, fuck. I don't know.
That is not a movie.
Favorite director. Favorite director.
No, but I just wanted to hear about what the Discord is actually about, because I joined it, but I actually have muted.
It's about posting videos.
Pretty sure
that Discord is a place I wanted for people to post videos, because people post videos in other Discords, and a lot of time no one gives a shit. So I wanted a place where that kind of thing was welcomed. And I treated it more seriously before, but now I've become more busy. And now I still treat it like that, but I don't have movie nights there anymore. I don't have video nights there anymore. for the time being.
Oh,
And that's that.
I suppose you've got the Discord for voice and textual communication in the end.
Yes.
Favorite movie of all time?
Oh God, I'm trying to think of what I watched recently. I hate this question. It's a stupid question. Be more specific.
Favorite horror
The 9
movie?
o'clock news.
Everyone's yelling at me. What's going on?
Favorite German shyster flick of all time?
Mut und Helga 2. Oh, sorry,
I don't know.
which one?
I don't know what this man's saying.
It's Shaving Ryan's Privates.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not a stupid question. What's your favorite movie? Or what's your 3 favorite movies? What
Three
are some
fa-
films that you like?
Trying to think what's on my shelf, because that usually contains the movies that I like a lot.
DVD.
not a
DVDs
movie
and
buff.
Blu-ray.
Now skipping over the Disney films that he's like, I'm not going to say that.
Yes, I have all the Disney VHS tapes. I always hate talking about movies, unless it's movies I've recently seen. But even
What?
then, I don't know.
What kind of fucking sense does that make?
A lot.
Why do you hate
Hello.
talking about movies?
Because this happens. You ask me what my favorite movie is, and the word comes out.
Well, my favorite 3 movies, that is very easy. Godfather 1, 2, and 3.
3?
But
Three.
Godfather 3? Get the
But that's not
fuck
directed at
out.
you.
That's not even a real movie. That doesn't count. Pick a different one. You can have 1 and 2. Great movies.
You can like 3 for different reasons.
The third one out of the collection.
Pink Panther.
Which one?
Fuck, what's it's not Strike Again. It's the last one with Dreyfus, actually. At the
Yes,
castle.
Strikes Again.
Oh, it's just Strikes Again. So, Pink Panther Strikes Again with Peter Sellers. Do you guys know that one? It is so hilarious.
What?
Apparently no.
Okay,
That's disappointing.
Oh.
I have a.
Does your dog bite? That is not my dog.
Yeah.
When I used to have movie nights.
You have a review?
Let the man talk, you fuckers. Jesus
When I
Christ.
used to have movie nights with my friends, I kept an archive of the movies. So now this is where I keep all my brain storage when it comes to good movies that I like. Not good, but entertaining. Yes.
It's Hell Comes to Frogtown. I knew
We
it.
watched.
I need myself for.
Let's see.
few
We watched.
seconds.
We watched one. Okay, I like watching really shitty, gritty VHS movies or type movies. I like other movies, other than that, but I really love watching these aesthetic of movies. One of them I watched last year was Trash Humpers, shot in 2009. I forgot who it's by. It's by a strange man.
The Garbage Man?
Garbage Man, yes. Oh god, what the fuck was his name? Clicking on it. The Garbage Man. Oh fuck.
Sorry.
Sorry, I started to throw British humor. Oh.
Harmony Korine was the guy's name. He made some weird things in the 90s, like Kids and Gummo. And then he makes this weird ass
He made
movie.
Kids in the 90s?
Yeah, in the 90s. And he makes this movie called Trash Humpers. It's not his latest movie. But I watched this. This is my first Harmony Korine movie. And it's the name doesn't lie. Trash gets humped. It is pretty disgusting. It's shot on VHS, and
Oh, that's the best quality ever.
and I had a friend come in to watch the movie with my other friend and I,
Also available on Betamax.
and that friend was so disgusted that they left halfway through the movie. So if you like movies like that, if you like movies that make your friends leave halfway through, watch that one.
Imagine having also smell TV. You can actually like smell an odor. No,
Well,
okay,
I can bring the trash can near me to get that effect for that movie.
Yeah, so you watch that movie and then you open actually the lid and you take a good whiff.
It's like when you watch those 4D movies in those 4D theaters and they spray the water in your face. They just spray like trash shit water in your face.
Yeah, I once watched a porn film in one of those.
Yeah, boy.
I too have a deep appreciation for the art of the shitty movie. It is definitely like a thing of its own. Well, no, I mean, like, truly, there is an art of just making bad films that are fun to just sit around and watch with your
looking
friends
back at all your podcasts, we
how
can see
stupid
that
it
you
is all
have
the time.
appreciation for that level.
I wouldn't say there's an art. There is an art, but there's a deep appreciation too.
There are good shitty
Do you mean
movies, and there are
do you mean art with a silent F at the beginning?
No, I mean, like, come on, man.
I don't think that Domains is a lover of that art.
Who knows?
Domains has a lot of shitty crap in his house. Like, he's got a DVD collection of
Such as
questionable things over
Don't get me started. What? Never mind.
there. I'm kidding. I love you. You have impeccable taste, and you're far more proper. And I'm sure when you drink tea, you hold your pinky out.
but I'd never advertise that.
No, but he actually does.
It's your I know you don't advertise it because that's what having class is all about. You don't advertise the fact that you're so distinguished, and
He's a
Bollocks.
you're better than us.
No, you're bollock bonkers. Gobblers.
Here, when you curse, it's like wiping your ass with satin.
I don't know. That doesn't work out very well. But I digress. I won't go any further with that one
Why not? Could be
for
entertaining.
various reasons.
That's it.
That's another one that goes in the compilation podcast with Domains. It's just like,
So you're very
Such
fond
as-
of a specific computer type. What did you do for the first time? Well, I turned it on.
anyway, so back to movies. Yeah, I think there
Can
are
you
good
name-
shitty movies and there are bad shitty movies. Like, there are movies that are not fun to watch, and there are really shitty movies that are super fun to watch. Lord's come to. All right, fuck. Hell Comes to Frogtown, a great shitty movie. Most John Carpenter movies, great shitty movies.
Have you?
It's just, I don't know, it's a whole thing on its own, man. Like The Evil Dead.
I love
Evil
that
Dead
movie.
is a great shitty movie. I love it. I think
Eddie
it's one of the greatest
Baker.
films ever made. It
It's my
is
life.
objectively like sort of a poorly shot movie with shitty like effects,
You can see
and it's
the
just gruesome and stupid, and has bad
you
acting,
can see
except for Bruce
the
Campbell.
passion that went into making a movie like that. When you see the effects and
Yes,
you see
that's what.
the fact that the movie is paced in a way where they're not trying to make it like some kind of shitty cash grab. They're making like a cool movie in the woods.
Yeah. Have you seen Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies? Great movie. Shitty movie. Great movie. Roddy Piper in
What?
Pro Wrestlers vs.
2 out of
Zombies.
5 stars?
It's the best, dude. It's like Matt Hardy. Like, there's a zombie outbreak going on, and Matt Hardy's just like banging some chick in the back,
This
not
is
even paying
beautiful.
attention to that.
I like the storyline already.
It is beautiful. It's a masterpiece of garbage cinema.
I'm actually wondering, like, how did the script writers actually? What were the mental state at the moment that they came up with what they ever put in the script?
It was probably just a bunch of fucking wrestlers hanging out. They're like, man, wouldn't it be cool if we had a wrestling match versus zombies? And you're like, yeah, but that's not very good TV. Well, what
No.
if we made a shitty movie?
Yeah.
Okay, what's our
Oh,
budget?
how much you got?
Well, we already got a bunch of, we've got a high school gym out for the weekend that we're going to be wrestling in anyway. We got a ring already there. Okay. So all we need is, we got makeup because we all wearing makeup all the time.
Put some gray on that man's
Um,
face, call him a zombie, beat the shit out of him.
Yeah. Yeah. We got plenty of fake blood. It's already there. There's no budget here. We've got a movie. You just go
So
outside.
it's basically
and there's
only
zombies.
profit. Hey, they are smart. And we did something
Yeah.
wrong in life, didn't we? And we did wrong.
What?
We could be wrestling zombies right
We
now.
could
What did we do
be
wrong?
Doing so much easier.
You know what actually could be a thing is you could make literally like a Doom movie. That'd be a huge
that's
project,
already
but
been
it
done.
could totally be done.
That's one
Really?
of those
I
shitty
understand.
movies that's actually shit.
Oh no! I don't mean like the Doom like live action films. I mean like
Hindu.
like a movie
Ooh,
that takes place
can
within
definitely do
Doom. Yeah,
Talk to your favorite. Talk to
not
your
a machinima,
talk
like
to your
not
favorite
just a
enter.
straight up like video thing. But we
He
do a
made
feature film.
it was TNS number 400 or whatever, or so much years of TNS. He made a special map which actually took place in like a cinema, and we would
Yeah.
actually watch a movie of Salty, which is Stickman, actually kidnapping Trudy, which is a script marine from TNS, and then the monkey on the tricycle came in. That was his assistant, and he got slapped because he ran out of toilet paper and he had to get new.
Yeah, we'll
We
hire
just
Uber
had a
Go out to write
movie
the
in
script.
Doom.
And
It was awesome.
it would be better than Doom Annihilation and the Doom with the Rock.
There's a market
combined.
for it, I think. I think people want a good Doom movie.
I do. I like Doom Annihilation. I know it was dog shit, but that's a good example of a shitty movie. I thought it was fun to watch. I thought it was a very fun watch. I had a great time listening to them, just sneak in characters' names on dead people. Like Dr. Carmack, he's dead. Oh shit. Okay. Oh no, Sergeant Blaskovitz is dead.
The one girl is like her makeup is like the zombie. She's got the green hair.
I don't know if I think it will be out by the time that I actually air this podcast, but I was on Lore Party, that podcast where they do like the video game lore and all that shit. I don't know how I got invited. I think they like literally, I think Connor Googled Doom podcast, and I was the only person who responded, probably. So they're like, hey, do you want to come on and help us dissect the lore of Doom? And I was like, there's no person less qualified, but I'll be there. And
you do a good job.
So that I think I managed to tie in. I think I tied in Annihilation, or at least in my head I have. I think Annihilation like ties into the canon of the Doom story.
Oh my God.
Right, because there's the whole group of the Marines all, they're going to fucking go to the moon of Mars and all that shit. And then I'm doing a really bad job of explaining it right now. But then they leave Doom Guy by himself, and he's left there to guard it. And then there's the whole other group of Marines that are off doing all their shit, right? And I'm pretty sure that movie was like intended to just be everyone but Doom Guy.
Oh.
In that situation, the director or whoever the writer was, like they did put some thought
and it's
into
all wasted.
Yeah, it's all wasted on crap. That movie would be good if they just took out all of the CGI, like the wide shots where they're like, oh, let's show the space station. Like you could have done the whole fucking movie without the stupid fucking CGI's like 2006 era sci-fi shot of the space station. Like it's fine, and just roll with it. It would have been okay.
A good Doom movie that is like really like bare bones, but like you can tell that there's passion behind it. That's what I really want. I don't want big space station crap. I want big CGI battle crap. I would love like a movie that is very engaging, that is just happens to be Doom related. I don't want Doom to come first. I want the good movie to come first, instead of this crap that we're getting. Get on it,
You were
Domains.
on a Doom movie too, with Tim and Moose.
Yes.
Still need to see the next part.
There's only one part so far.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, I really want to work more on that.
It really was a cliffhanger.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was writing for the second episode of that, and it just there's an insane amount of work, but there's so much to do that even though I love doing it, I'm kind of trying to like make a living doing this now.
Yeah.
And the numbers show, and I want to get back to it eventually. I like to build up some eyeballs looking at it first.
It's definitely good. I advise everybody to go check your work out, because it's really worth your time. It really is.
Oh.
I highly recommend the Doom Fist for All video if you check out nothing else. But also like VR chat stuff is like, that's where you're making your fucking money, bro.
Yeah,
that's where you're getting.
I don't know where all those views came from. One of them's got like 2,000, one's got 100. So I don't know.
you put out amazing content, dude, and people like it. That's what it is. And over time, it takes a long fucking time, to really establish yourself. But you get one video that blows way the fuck up, and then people subscribe to your channel. That's the goal, right? Not just for all of your videos to consistently do well. Eventually, you get that big push.
That happened.
It all floods.
5 days ago. I shitted out a video of me in front of the green screen doing this roller coaster tycoon skit, and it's like 23 seconds long. And
oh yeah, the fastest coaster in the world video.
I made that in a day, and compared to everything else I've done, which has taken weeks and months, and I just shit this
views at this moment. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's got more views than anything else I've ever done combined, and so I'm gonna.
That's awesome, dude.
I'm taking that as a sign to do more of that for in the meantime.
I think you should.
My personal favorite is still autoerotica.
Is what?
Autoerotica. That's my personal favorite.
I love that one too.
I'm sorry, I don't speak freaky dicky Dutch.
Autoerotica. It's the title of the video. It's about love.
That's how that guy from NXS died.
No, that's something else.
Right?
No, you're never mind.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I love my favorite part of that video is when Moose is like, "What are you guys doing?" or whatever he says.
Yeah.
He's like, you can hear him typing in the background throughout the video, and I was getting really pissed because I'm editing the video. I'm like, "What is that typing noise? That's not Tim, is it?" And I forgot Tim and I were in a call with Moose in USQC when we were recording that, and Moose was just doing something. He's like. He hears us like having car sex, and he's like, "What are you guys doing?"
But that one is just older. I mean, it's just it is funniness. It's amazing.
Moose is the key to all this, really.
I'm also got a few K of views soon after this podcast.
Yay!
This podcast is going to get about
40 of them
for my mother.
And it will be 50 of the best views I ever get. Like I specifically want to do these for our community. If it grows and people really like it, cool, whatever. But like honestly, I didn't have a guest lined up for this week, so this is just cool. I get to hang out with you guys. I get to still like meet my goal of putting out one every week, and I get to spend hours drinking beer and hanging out with my friends and giving back to the ZDaemon community and the Doom community at large. I think it's really great.
Oh,
I love it.
Shucks.
I love you
I
guys.
love you
I want to kiss you all.
And you know that.
I'm just a very generous person. I'm just using my power to give back to you guys. Was it giving back to the community? It's really great. I gotta remember all the little guys on my way to the top. When I get 34K views.
You're gonna dump us as fast as possible. Well?
No, I'm not. Taking you to the top,
listen,
baby.
look at me. I'm a heavy hole. Don't take me along with you to the top. It would take you years.
I'm gonna appoint Domains as a deacon in my church.
That would be awesome.
And I'm going to give you.
I want to be the cleaning lady.
You get to be the altar boy.
Can I be the guy that asks for donations?
Yes. We need that.
What domain?
We got 34K, guys. We made 34K today
34K.
in tithings.
Domain's turned red.
That's a lot of money.
That becomes altar boy?
Yeah.
34K
Or
cents. Dude. We made
4.5k,
cents.
just double that, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm sweaty.
It's probably a good place to call it, man. I'm ready to go back to my real
I
life.
had to close my door
tired of
now.
you
All the
fucks.
heat is collecting, so I'm sweating for
Going
heat.
to open the window now.
No,
Yes.
it's hotter outside.
Most people have to pay for a sauna. It's like
Just go to
120
Finland.
degrees
Everybody has a sauna there.
Fahrenheit.
That's how you stay thin.
I was talking, who was it? Hakita from Ultra Kill. And he was fucking bitching when he got on, we got on the line before we went on the air, and he was like, it's so fucking hot. I was like, and he lives in Sweden. And I'm like, how fucking hot is it, bro? He's like, anything over 20 degrees, I just can't. I was like, it's like 45, 47 degrees here some days. Like, super fucking hot. I'm talking Celsius now. Super fucking hot. Like, in Tucson. And I don't fucking complain. I enjoy it. I go outside and sit in the shade and drink beer at 2 p.m.
How you stay so
It's
tan?
fantastic. I'm so
Imagine you are so not tanned. Imagine living in
Very-
Britain and actually having the sun out. The sun just like clear skies for 4 full hours. The entire nation would have sunburn. That's the difference in weather.
Do you see any sunburn?
Do you ever get outside?
Yes.
Yeah, when's the last
Sorry.
time you left your room? He opened up the hatch on the basement and let the sun shine in the background.
Okay, nice. Sorry, damn.
All right,
What was this?
that's enough. Let's go.
Don't edit it out.
Domains, as always, much appreciated. You're my favorite recurring guest, even though you've only aired you'll be your second episode. But more episodes than anyone else. RedEyesGreenDragon, you're fucking phenomenal. I very much enjoy working with you and seeing everything that you do, and I just
My
enjoy your
pleasure as
shit.
well.
I think you're great. You're a special person.
on.
You're a special boy.
And
and
keep
everyone
doing
loves
what
you.
your best said.
Do you have access? You do have access to
I
the
do.
private channel in the Discord, right? Like the. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure you're. I always because you and Graceless Dragon, like I signed you both up within like a week, I think, and I
got the
forgot which
Patreon
one it
channel,
was
yeah.
first. That's fine. Okay, cool. Who else was here?
No, I think that's
Who
it.
else was a guest on Talking Doom with Flambeau? Me. Thank you, me. It's been a real pleasure talking to you. Definitely the handsomest person in the room, except for. And it is always a pleasure. You are an impeccable podcast host. It's great when
Don't talk.
you give back to the community by doing these charitable podcasts and editing 2+ hours of absolute nonsense and keyboards scraping and cigarette smoke. All right, I think
Hello,
that's it,
thank you
everybody.
also
Have a great night.
again. Thank you.
Flambeau.
And thank you as well.
It was awesome. And guys out there, have fun.
Like, review, subscribe. Red Eyes Green
Oh,
Dragon on
yeah.
YouTube.
Get away
You're
from me.
listening to KEEP,
Get the fuck
the
away.
key.